Hi, Twister Gymnasts and Families. It's Dr. Christine Heiler, and today I think a great topic for us to cover would be finding strength and joy during a challenge. Right now, I would say all of us are facing a challenging time. We're going on finishing up 4 weeks of social isolation, quarantine from school and gym, and everything that we took for granted in our normal lives is drastically changed. And we miss that. And it's very normal during this time to feel a lot of negative emotions and have negative thoughts, things like worry, sadness, anger, boredom. That's all part of this. And so I thought it would be good to come up with like 10 to 14 different things that you can do to cope with the thoughts and the emotions you're having during this time. The first thing that you want to do is you want to remember that it's temporary. While it feels that this has been going on forever and that it's never going to end, that is not the case. It will end, and you will get back to some sense of normality. Of course, every one of us are changed by our experiences in life, so this will change you. And I'm hoping that when we get through this, the points that I want to share with you, I hope it will change you for the better. But your life will come back. That's one thing that you need to remind yourself when you're starting to feel hopeless and stuck. And you want to show self-compassion. And that's being as kind to yourself as you are to your friends and your family. You want to respond when you have an error or a weakness with concern and understanding rather than being critical or ashamed. We do that for our friends so often. It's important that we do that for ourselves. If we can be kind to ourselves, it will make it a whole lot easier to feel an inner sense of peace. And not just now, but take that with you forever, for the rest of your life. Look for the positives. For those of us who are here from South Florida or any part of Florida, many times we have hurricanes and we lose our electricity for periods on end. So our lives stop then too. But on top of it, we don't have air conditioning, we don't have lights, and we don't have internet. We have all of that now. So remember that when you start to feel frustrated by your situation, think of the things that you have now that you can be grateful about. And use those to your advantage. The positives are there. You just have to look for them. Remember the strengths that you have. You have faced many challenges in the past, and you have the will and the skills and the experience to handle a challenge. This challenge that you're in now is different than anything else that you might have been faced with before, but it's nothing that you can't overcome and that you can't use in a way to help you grow as a person. You just have to take that mindset to allow it to be that for you. And this is a great time for you to do some emotional work. Many times we feel things and we're like, I feel yucky today, or I'm in a bad mood. But we don't really stop to pause longer than to address that we just don't like the way we're feeling. Explore that a little bit. Really look into what you're experiencing and ask yourself to label it. Are you feeling sadness? Are you feeling worried? Are you feeling irritable? Are you feeling angry? Are you feeling frustrated? Once you label it, you know what it is. You have more control and power over it. Then you may want to talk about it. You may want to talk about it to a friend. You may want to talk about it to a family member. You may want to write about it. Talking about it and facing it, give it less power. And if it is something that you can do something about, then that gives you the opportunity to explore that and to take that next step of making a plan and then taking action to address whatever it is that's bothering you. So if you're worried about your schoolwork, maybe you need to make a plan for how to get that done earlier in the day so that as late afternoon comes by, that work isn't still hanging over your head and you can actually enjoy some social time or some time for activities that are fun, like music or television or getting outdoors and moving your body in some way. This is a wonderful time to connect with others. While we are not able to jump on a plane and go see family or vacation or go to school or the gym and hang out with our teammates and friends, we certainly can connect with others. You can do that by so many different ways. You can make a card or write a letter to somebody telling them how much they mean to you and why you're grateful to have them in your life. You might want to share with them some wonderful memories you have of the times that the two of you have spent together. You might want to share a funny story, something that they would really get a kick out of. You could make little videos of encouragement and send them, text them to people, call somebody, do a voice text, a little voice memo and send it to someone. If you want something more casual, you could use like a Zoom or a FaceTime and have lunch together with somebody, or do a workout or watch a movie. It doesn't matter how you do it, it just matters that you do it. And the more we connect with others, the less alone that you will feel, and the more it will raise your spirits and theirs. During these times of connecting, it's important for you to take the role of showing support for another person, asking them how they're doing. And when you do that, really listening, giving them your undivided attention, and listening without judgment and with just sheer curiosity so that you can have that opportunity to see the world from their shoes, from their eyes. And just that action alone will build the trust and the closeness you feel with that person. Not to mention, it may really do wonders for the other person who's had a chance to express things that they might have been holding in and needed a place and a person to listen to them. And during this time, when we're all struggling at different times, sometimes we're at a good place, sometimes we're not at such a good place, it's okay to acknowledge that and to seek your own comfort. Ask somebody, hey, can I talk? Ask for a hug for those people who you are, in social isolation with, in your family. Hold hands, sit close. Sometimes you just need to be with someone. You don't even need to really do anything other than be together quietly. That closeness with another person goes wonders and really helps heal us in ways that we cannot do on our own. So don't be afraid to look for that and seek it out. A nice and fun exercise is writing about a failure or a disappointment that you've had, and to get that out into words and try to be as descriptive as you can. Use every sense, how it felt emotionally, physically, what senses, like what did you see, what did you hear during that time? And then after you finish accounting the experience, offer some self-compassion. Offer some understanding, some words of encouragement, the same types of things that you would do for a friend if they were telling you that they went through that experience. That can be a very healing activity. And now's a great time to do it because we have more time than we're accustomed to having. It's important every day to, not just now, but moving forward, to note 3 things that went well in your day. They can be very small things, a small win, and note why they went well. And so it could be something as simple as you woke up to your alarm going off for the first time. It doesn't have to be big major things like you got a perfect score on a test. It could be that you didn't feel like going to class and you showed up. You logged into your Zoom meeting and you sat there and you stayed for the entire thing. So 3 things that went well and why they went well. The more you can acknowledge how you contributed to making a difference in your day, the more power you have over your life and the more, I think, positive outlook you're going to feel about things. And finding joy in the small things in life, that's really important. It's not the situation. Many times we associate joy with big accomplishments, job promotions, first place finishes, vacations. But joy can be the smallest things in life. It's a mindset. An example of a moment of joy I had today was when I woke up and went outside. It was remarkably cooler and less humid than it had been in weeks. And that was a surprise. And in fact, it nostalgically took me back to my childhood. I grew up in Pennsylvania where the mornings, in the summer are nice and cool. And that was just a moment of joy that I held on to and I tried to remember, because those things make our days more pleasant. Another thing you can do is challenge yourself to do a task or an activity to the edge of your capability. So it can be something physical, like pull-ups or stretching or running hard. It can be something more creative, like music or art or singing. Something more meaningful, praying, getting into a deep conversation with someone, be something academic, reading, writing, doing math, chemistry, whatever it is. Immerse yourself fully, give your full attention, and become totally absorbed so that you can find a state called flow. And when you're in that state, it's a state of peacefulness and happiness, because everything else kind of fades away and you're totally just involved into that one activity. And that's a great thing to do to kind of recenter yourself when you're feeling like you need to regroup. And something that's probably very important always to do is to continue to build hope. You need to remember life will improve. You need to plan projects and goals that you have for when your life returns back to normal. Ask yourself, what can I do to grow? What things do I want to accomplish? And then take the next step of finding an action that you can do today to make it more likely that you'll be able to accomplish that goal when your life does return to normal. What building block can you start with right now so that you're ready to take off with your plan when the time is right and we're able to do much more than we're able to do now. And this might not have been the situation that you chose, but it's a situation we're in, and you absolutely can use this as an opportunity to grow as a person and to be more proud and to like yourself better than you did this time last year. It's all about how you use your time, the mindset that you keep, and I think being aligned between your values and your actions. If you can do all that right now, I promise you when this is over and life does return, not only will you be more appreciative for the life that you have, but you will feel like you're coming back into that life with more skills, more wisdom, and more kindness and compassion than you had before this event happened in your world. So I would love to hear about your stories of growth and compassion. You can post them down in the comment section. You can email me. Most importantly, take one or two of these practices each and every day and put them into play. And continue to grow. And I look forward to talking and seeing you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.